So, you ain't had a job in a while. You show up at a job interview. As soon as you walk in the door, the interviewer gets up from the chair, introduces himself, and says, "Hey, let's go on the tour." So, he takes you through a few doors, and you meet just a few of the people in the place, but you don't really see the work area. You don't really know what kind of job it is. The people that got cool energy, people you can spend some time with. You're like, yeah, I like these people right here. But you don't really know what the hours are. You don't know what the pay is. You really don't know too much about the job. You like those people. You meet them, have some cool conversations. Interviews like, all right, come on. Takes you back into the room, to his office, and he's like, all right, so here's your deal. I need your decision right now. You're either going to take this job right now, and the job is a lifetime job. So once you sign your name and you're hired, then you're in this job for life. Um, I guess we could stop there. Are you gonna take that job? Probably not, right? Why? Because you don't really know what you're doing. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. You might even think you're gonna like the job, but I mean, you gotta know a lot more before you kind of take that jump. You like the people that you met, people you could work with. Now, I'll go on ahead and say that analogy could probably be sharpened up a little bit, but I think it vaguely still gets the point across. Ain't that what we do with relationships? I mean, really, you think about it. Some time ago, years ago, I think I was kind of looking at somebody and they didn't see me looking at them. I think they were doing something. Anyhow, I was looking at their eyes, and it was like their eyes were just moving. They were in a stimulated atmosphere. Um, and their eyes were just moving. Looks like they were just taking in the whole entire atmosphere. Just taking in so much information. It made me think. Every millisecond of every day, all of our five senses are taking in new information. Now, what does new information lead to? I guess you could say it leads to new thoughts. And what does new thinking lead to? Well, new thinking leads to new decisions, new choices. And new choices leads to change. As the Buddhists say, dukkha, life is change. Or dukkha is suffering. And suffering is because life is continuously changing. And we suffer because we try to hold on to something expecting it to be the same. So back to the analogy. About that job. It seems like people these days, we get together, we experience some goodness and see some things that we really do like. We feel good. It might have been a couple of weeks, it might have been a couple of months, but we get to the point where we say the words of, and we kind of verbally confirm that we want it to be a lifetime, when we don't really know what we're getting ourselves into. See, again, new thought leads to new decisions, leads to new choices and changes, growth, ultimately, movement, you know? And it's almost like we're just making promises out of empty air. Now, is this to say that lifelong relationships are bad? No. Is this to say that lifelong relationships can't be successful? Productively successful? No. But it's just something to think about. There's more that was wanted to be said on that line, but something's popping in right now, so we're just going to throw it out there. It's something that kind of blows the mind, personally at least. Is a relationship a failure if it doesn't last a lifetime? You hear so many people say, yeah, no, I wouldn't. I didn't love that person. But you know the person for 5 years after they make that statement, they go through 3 different relationships, and every single time they acted like that person was the one. You move on, and sometimes just to get over the person, you make them the bad person. We make them the bad person, and that makes us more comfortable with not being with them and having them in our lives. And so we kind of look at all our past relationships as though they were bad. Is a relationship a failure if it doesn't last a lifetime? Well, who the fuck says that a relationship is supposed to last a lifetime? Again, we're always growing and changing. Does it not somewhat seem quite possibly ludicrous to think that because of the way I feel right now, I'm supposed to feel that same way for the rest of my life? I don't know who I'm going to be tomorrow. I don't have control over my emotions. I don't have control over my thoughts right now. Yes, that's the end game. It's why I do what I do. And I think there's a lot of people out there that value inner awareness, subjective and emotional awareness, and are spiritually tuned to have more control over themselves. But as a whole, right now, our emotions are run by our external atmosphere, and we don't control, or at least as of right now, we don't know how we are controlling our external atmosphere. Therefore, we don't know what decisions we're going to make tomorrow. We're making promises off of a feeling that we feel right now. I know you probably heard the quote, don't make a permanent decision off of a temporary emotion. This dating world and dating scene, it seems like our dating scene is relationships are going through a revolution, or going through a revolt. You know, kind of like slavery and the French Revolution. It it it's just like pain. Pain is growth. You go into the weight room, you push that weight around and throw it around until your muscles break. And it's at that breaking point that your muscles get stronger. Well, relationships are at a breaking point because people are dissatisfied and people are serial dating and nobody. We're all getting so bitter and we're all getting so judgmental about it, and we're closed up. We're so closed up. Everybody is so closed up. It's crazy. But perhaps it needs to happen. Don't make a permanent decision off of a temporary emotion. I think we're all learning something. What if the purpose of a relationship was not for it to last forever? Was not for it to give you the same feeling till death do you part? I've been single for about 8 years. I've only been in 2 relationships. And I'm starting to see more and more why I've always felt the way I felt. Why it took so long before I got in my first relationship, and why I told my first beautiful girlfriend never that she was going to be my last girlfriend. I didn't understand it then. I'm starting to understand it more now. There is endless life out here to experience and explore. No 2 puzzle pieces fit into each other alike.